In three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to I think this is the 5th episode in tech tutorials. This will be the advanced OBS setup. Or no, this is the basic, sorry, basic. I'm going to show you the basics of how to record. So let me just bring back all this. So there, this is what starts over. This is what you're going to start with if you open up. What you're going to do is go down here to sources, click the plus, and you want to add, depending on what you're trying to record. For this purpose, we're just going to say display capture. You want to click create new, you can name it whatever. We're just going to name ours display capture. Display capture 1. And then, bam. So there, we got display capture. You can set it whether you want it to capture the cursor or not. For the purposes of the video, we're just going to say it will. So there, you've got your video down. To get audio, this is down here. It's under mixer. You're going to want to go to mic/auxiliary, and you're going to want to click whatever your microphone is. Now, if you have multiple microphones, this might be hard, but you're just going to want to sift through them until you find the one that's doing the sound that you want. For desktop audio, it's the same thing, except you're going to want to put in your speakers. So that way, if you're trying to watch a YouTube video or record it or something, it will record the sound. You can change the, how the decibels from here. And this basically just shows you how loud it is. So let's say someone's a little bit too loud, you can turn down the microphone. Say the video's too loud, turn down the desktop. These are transitions, and these work best with studio mode, which just doubles your screens. This is what you're putting in, this is what you're getting out. Transition is to cut, and the way you change this is you can do swipe, fade, cut, and then you can just remove the transition altogether. For the fade, this is how many milliseconds that it takes to do it. So I'm just going to set it. This is what happens if you do it for 5,000. If you do transition, let's say we add a color source and select color. We got this, but notice it doesn't appear on this side. That's because we have to transition. And then it will slowly fade in. So if you're streaming or something, this is a good way to, transition things in without being really blunt about it. And then cut, it's what it sounds like. It immediately just cuts in. You can add more transitions and you can mess with transition settings, but I'll do that in the advanced tutorial. So start streaming, start recording. Streaming is an entirely different thing that I'll get to in a second. But for recording, you just click start recording and all of a sudden, bam, you're ready to go. I'm going to go to settings because I need to show you guys some stuff about output. So if you want high quality video, and this depends on what computer you have, you're going to want to put the output resolution to the maximum setting, which makes your video look the best. If you put it any lower, it will look worse going down. This is your downscale filter, which I'll get to in the next one. And then this is your integer value. You want this to be as high as you possibly can. The higher, the better. Usually you set it to 60. Usually you're supposed to set it to 60. 3 frames a second would look very bad. But for this purpose, you can set it to 90. You can set it almost as high as you want, I think. I don't know if there is a limit. But I know that 60 is one of the preferred and balanced parts of doing the video. These are your hotkeys, and you can mute your mic, push to mute, and do desktop audio for the same thing. For our recording software, we have home to start the recording and end to end the recording. Replay buffers and stuff like that I'll get to in the next video. So advanced, I'm going to show you this in the advanced tutorial. And an output, you can do simple or advanced. Advanced just gives you a bunch of other stuff that's really confusing, but it's also really useful. So there's different audio tracks you can get on here and different bit rates, but of course that's all for streaming. For recording, you can get multiple audio tracks, but for the purpose of the video, you're only going to want one. You want to change this to MP4 because that's the most commonly used format. And custom settings are for another video. This is the recording path is where it's going to end up. So for example, this is going to end up in our videos section, apparently. You can change this by going to Browse, Videos, and then select Folder. Now it'll show up in our videos. You can generate a file name without space, which basically means it gives the name, or it gives the file a name. And then in audio, you can select the bit rate for everything. It doesn't really matter. I'd keep it at 160 if I were you guys. If you're trying to stream, which I don't know why, or if you're trying to stream in an E's classroom, I don't know why you'd want to do that. But if you're doing it for here, you might want to select YouTube/YouTube Gaming, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing something different, I don't know what to tell you. We're just going to say Twitch. And then for the server, you're going to want to put wherever you are. For us, we're in below Chicago. So for the stream key, this is what shows up if you go to YouTube, and it's like you must have a stream key to do it. You don't want to do custom streaming server, you want to do streaming services. In output and streaming, you want to make sure your bit rate is as high as you can get it without your computer lagging out. So for the purpose of this, we're going to do 3000. 3000 bit rate, and the slower the better. So for this PC, it's an Alienware, so it's a beast. We could probably go very slow, which would give us like flawless preset, which would look very nice. But we're not streaming, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Hotkeys over here, already showed you that. In general, you can set the language. There's different like versions you can do, like dark and default. Default is just the normal white. Dark is, of course, it's all the colors reversed. White is black or gray. So output, these are all stuff you don't have really, it doesn't really have any control over what you record or how it records. And then projectors, this is all stuff I'll show you in the advanced tutorial. So source alignment snapping, this is if you're trying to snap something to a grid here. Makes it a lot easier to make everything centered. And yeah. So you should know how to record, just start recording or press the hotkey. And if all of a sudden you need to stop recording, hit the start or the stop recording mode. And when you press start recording, it will be replaced with stop recording. Go to file and you can show recordings folder. I don't know where that is though. Here it is. And it'll open up all the videos that you have recorded or added in your videos file or your output file. So yeah, if you liked it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.